looms and situations are dire in the Gaza Strip. Israel's military has said that it airdropped humanitarian aid into the Gaza Strip amid mounting international pressure and warnings from relief agencies of starvation spreading there. This comes as aid trucks have begun moving from Egypt into Gaza, according to Egyptian news outlets. According to reports, the drop included 7 packages of aid containing flour, sugar, and canned food. The move followed announcements by the United Arab Emirates, which said it would resume its own airdrops into Gaza, and Britain said it would work with partners, including Jordan, to assist them. Following these announcements, Israel's military has said that airdrops of aid to Gaza would resume overnight and that it would establish humanitarian corridors to guarantee safe transport for UN convoys of food as well as medicines. Now we're joined by Professor Rohan Gunaratna. He's an international security expert, joins us live from Ankara, Turkey. Thank you, Professor Rohan, for joining us today. Good to see you. So how effective and sustainable are humanitarian airdrops compared to ground aid routes?
The problem, Asuma, has always been not that there is no aid, there is enough aid, but the distribution of aid to the civilian population in Gaza, because Israel constantly said that Hamas is misusing the humanitarian relief and aid. So this time, a number of countries, especially UAE, has agreed and they have started now to airdrop aid into the population centers. Of course, Hamas will still take a percentage of the humanitarian and relief supplies, but this operation will create the first step of distributing the aid to the population. So I believe that this is the right step in order to address looming humanitarian crisis.
Professor, now how did these coordinated efforts of countries like UAE, UK, and Jordan reflect broader international consensus or division on handling these Gaza crises?
International consensus is now very clear. Number one is Hamas has rejected the ceasefire proposal, and Trump has given the go-ahead for the Israelis to dismantle Hamas. So international consensus, although they may not voice it, is that Hamas should go. There should be a post-Hamas stage. Hamas is not surrendering, Hamas is not disarming, and Hamas is not releasing the hostages. So the international position is very clear. They are looking at a post-Hamas Gaza, and they will discreetly, silently, they will support Israel's campaign to dismantle Hamas. But the international community really wants aid and assistance given to the Palestinian people. There is a humanitarian crisis, there's a human rights and a humanitarian issue, according to a number of countries, especially in Europe, and they want to see this issue as being addressed. But today, the United States has given the green light to Israel to take military action. So we will see stepped up military operations on the part of IDF against Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and the other terrorist groups that created this devastating war after mounting that attack on October 7th and 8th, 2023. This is the reality of the situation today.
And Professor, now do you think, are we seeing a new model of multilateral humanitarian response towards Gaza?
You are absolutely correct. What we have seen is that Israel itself has agreed to this proposal of airdropping aid, because the issue has always been distribution, not lack of aid. So Israel itself is moving that direction. I believe that the United States will play a very important role to ensure that while there are counterterrorism operations against the threat entities In parallel, there will be sufficient food and medicine and other relief items that will move to Gaza. And the UN also will start playing an important role.
Yes, we'll be keeping an eye on this. Professor, please stay with us as we'll come back to you for our next discussion as well. Now, Gaza's Civil Defense Agency says 40 people